How you guys doing? I was sleeping, and that satellite man had been damaging my face when I was sleeping, and they damaged my jaw pretty serious, and that's why it sinks in on that side when you see me out in public. That point of information is very serious. It's a crime. I'm a historic person of America too. And any comment that anyone makes slandering my character, you need to go into court. This government man thinks he can just use... My father got murdered from satellite. These people had made up all kinds of excuses. It's in the courts, too. Everything that they've done. And they've been pulling on my ear, too. And, the activity of these people, they're trespassing all the time. You'd be like, okay, what are you looking at? If you're looking at a person to damage their looks, government man, that's treason. If you're spying on a person to cause them physical injury, that is criminal. That is a medical crime too, government man. You understand that? I already had injuries from government and from people in the CIA and FBI when I was little. Look up the information. Look it up. You're repeat offenders. And another thing that these people try to do, which is racism, if something happens to one of their people in some incident somewhere, which I don't have nothing to do with, they try to blame me. Their displacement of blame is attempts of murder. Anything they try to say about their people, like say for instance, if one of their people is not really good looking, if all their people aren't like the best looking in the world, then they try to blame me, or they try to blame who I am for anything that they can make up in their fucking brain. Like if something happens to one of their people, of their own activities, they try to pick on me. I don't have nothing to do with what your people do with themselves. I don't have nothing to do with what your people do in their time or their history or whatever. And the 9/11 Commission should know who these satellite controllers are. These people that have been terrorizing me and the Warren Commission should know who these people are too. These politicians are government people and satellite controllers. I have nothing to do with these people in the satellite control rooms. I'm the only child of my mother and father, and Nancy Pelosi, I guess, said hello, and Sarah Palin said hello, I guess. That satellite man and his government people hitting me in the face and jaw, they're trying to mess up a person's life. They're trying to get away with billions of dollars. And everything is time and dated. And the fact that this man claiming he was trying to investigate my face by warping and damaging bones and damaging teeth, that's physical assault. It even tells government they don't have a right investigating who I am or where my mother and father's money came from. The Treasury has that all on record. And when the presidents had looked at my financial portfolio of my mother and father and me, it shows on their company names. So they had intentionally targeted me, and they had used illegal government resources for their ways of holding me hostage, their ways of trying to murder me, their ways of sexually assaulting me, their way of playing their hostage game. These people threatening my life, physically assaulting me, them making up accusations about the fucking president. Time and date, man. You thought you'd just make that shit up and murder off people in America, and then you thought nobody would question you what the hell you were doing. You claim that you thought that the president could murder people and attack people, or you, if you're the person working for the president, That's why there's an impeachment process. Reference to misconduct of presidents, misconduct of government agents, crimes and abuses, brutality crimes against the branches of government, brutality crimes against the Secret Service. They plotted against me. These people plotted against my parents. My parents had more legal right to be in America than these Germans and these Middle Easterners that tried to steal everything. Tell them to show up in court and show their DNA under the microscope. Their history of them trying to steal America and them making up lies on good people and friendly people or successful people is treason. And their false profiling. What race are these people that did all this? What combination of races, of ethnicities are these people? They need to get ordered into court. And the embassies of each one of those countries of ethnicity that person is needs to show up in court. Very serious. They were hurting my jaw. I was even wearing my new medical face mask when I was sleeping. And they were still spreading the jaw. And they damaged my face and jaw really bad. Where's your warrant? Why are you always looking at my face? Why are you always looking at my face, government man? Because you're trying to copy it? You're trying to fool people? It's illegal for the courts to be fooled by you. It's illegal for this country to be fooled by your lies, government man. It is illegal for you to conduct your office or administration in your propaganda of trying to steal my mother and father's estates from me. No matter how you look at it, everything is time and dated. When you people kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions, time and date. Why aren't I back at my mother and father's mansions? Because you're trying to play confusion, right? You're trying to confuse people. You're trying to use impersonators. You're trying to hide something, aren't you, government man? You're trying to get away with things, which is more manipulation and more lies. You don't know where your first lie started or ended, or your first lie ended, because it keeps recycling. You're recycling all your lies. It's like a train. Well, one lie is connected to the next lie that your people say. You're pathological liars. You're gang stalkers, you're mutilators, and you're violating medical protection laws. And you're violating Congress. Congress said alone. If anybody sent anything in the postal mail, I did not receive it. Any monies or information in any other houses in another city or state. In reference to, plus my mother and father's properties, I've not received any letters in the postal mail about them. And who the hell are these Germans to try to play their game of determining the identity of another person? I was born the child of my parents. Your race did not have nothing to do with that. You don't have a right holding a person hostage and trying to change their identity. And making up false expenses on me, government man. That is a crime. What race are you? People need to know what race these extortionists are. Where they came from. Maybe they're working for another regime in another country. People have a right to know. And hello CNN, and hello Court TV. Satellite man's still hitting me in the face and teeth. They're still holding me hostage. I haven't received any letters from CNN or Court Television either. Or any of the other news networks in any other city or state. If you try to send something, a postcard, a letter, or something. I didn't receive any of your emails either.